Clark Griswold passed away and I went and got everything he had.
Don't say that, that's not nice. Oh yes, I found these in the dollar section. I think they were $1.
Are these door wreaths for tiny doors?
Yes, these are for the elves. It's about creating that luxury, that sort of moment for yourself. I haven't done that.
I'm just kidding.
We're gonna have to, all the neighbors are gonna be complaining about Jack in the group text. Well, hello and welcome to the house of Valentina. I'm Valentina, and this is my husband Jack, and we are literally just hanging out, aren't we?
We are.
Just hanging out, having our coffee. We just got new coffee pods from Nespresso, so we're like, oh.
I know this one's like fruit of the forest or something.
I have an almond forest or something. I don't know. It's so good. So we were sitting here. We have been a flurry. Is that how you would say that? We've been a flurry.
Yes.
With holiday activities in our home, and we just needed a little mini break because we've been going non-stop. We've been decorating the whole house and getting all the rooms just feeling really festive, and we thought it'd be really fun to share some of our tips and tricks that we've learned over the years, how to create a designer, kind of a little bit more elevated, expensive kind of looking Christmas holiday decor in your home on a budget, because it can be challenging.
Yeah, and this time of the year we're all buying gifts and there's so much going on, and so we thought this would be super helpful to honestly give you some insight into how we do it, so we don't always have to spend as much, but it looks amazing. We hope you love this video, and we invite you down below to check out all of our other playlists, including our holiday playlist from this year and previous years. So hit subscribe if you haven't already, give us a thumbs up, and let us know down below which one of these tips you are most excited about this year.
Yeah, maybe it's one that you're already doing, or we'd also love to hear from you. If you have a tip that has saved you money over the years, please make sure to share down in the comment section.
It's even better than what I said.
No comment. All right, let's jump in. The number one thing that we have done over the years is that we've always used what we have. And I know that maybe that might seem a little bit obvious, but I think it can be really stressful getting your home ready for the holidays. And I think that a lot of times we feel like we need to go buy all new stuff for the holidays, and we need boxes of Santas and ornaments and all these things. But the truth of the matter is that the one thing that we do the most is that we use what we already have. And a lot of times what we'll do is we'll rotate it from one room to the other. So we've taken things from our bedroom, we put them in our son's room, we've taken things from the living room, we've used them to decorate the table, and we're constantly mixing up what we have. I've done, how many looks have I done already on the table? At least three
different
looks with the table in the dining room, and I just use plates that we already had, because you don't have to go out and buy all new stuff to create a really beautiful holiday look. And I think that's where it can be a little bit of an adventure, and you really just shop your own house and see what cool stuff you've got.
Perfect example of this year is she wanted a planter for the Christmas tree to sit in. She wanted it to look real and different. But instead of going and spending money on it, we took our fig tree, we put him into another planter because he was very happy, and we filled it up with river rocks. I spent $15 on this. The tree looks amazing, and at the end of the Christmas season, what we'll do is take the pebble rocks back out into the yard, put Mr. Figgy back in his little happy home, and everything is perfect.
And if you want to be able to see that fully done, make sure you hit subscribe, because we're going to give you a full home tour. We're just waiting on a few last minute things. We were like so close to having everything the way we wanted it to share, but we may just do the tour if we have to.
We may just.
Without everything here. Many of us are facing the same exact problem. Maybe you've ordered some things. I know a lot of our clients are sitting in half empty homes. It's like we're waiting on stuff. Don't stress over it. Just use what you have, make it festive, and go from there.
Our second tip is to use non-seasonal things in seasonal ways. And this is one of the things that I'm blown away at you, because I come home and I know that you have not spent money on the tablescape, and yet it looks amazing. And then slowly I'm like, I recognize these things.
Yeah. I love to use things that are everyday, all year round items, but just really dress them up for the holidays. I love to grab my vases that I use year round. I love to fill them with festive greenery. I love to be able to use my candle holders, and I try try to use these non-seasonal items and use them in a festive way. And it goes back to that idea of using what you have, taking it on a trip around your house. I mean, you might have a vase that was sitting in a different bedroom and now you can pull it out and stick it somewhere else, put some greenery in it that feels like it's maybe an evergreen, and all of a sudden it feels festive. Maybe you have a really great bowl that you have sitting around the house. You could fill it up with pine cones, or maybe you have some ornaments that you have left over and you can fill it up with some ornaments and put it out on the table. And those little things will really help your home to feel really festive, and you don't have to go anywhere. You don't even have to spend a cent. You just use what you have and maybe clip a few little florals, and it's easy. You can sometimes think, I think sometimes we can compartmentalize the things that we have, that this is for the holidays, this is my fall decor, and I typically use most of what I have the entire year, and I have a couple little things like the tree and like the mercury glass.
Good point. Yeah,
trees.
I think sometimes we think, it has to be labeled Christmas to be used. But what
don't
looks
worry about
amazing
that,
is, you don't have to. Just use what you've got.
Exactly, and make it look festive.
Yes.
I love to shop at discount stores at the holidays. Maybe you guys understand this too. You know that you're only going to be using it for a few weeks. Hopefully it's stuff that you'll be pulling back out, but it is a little bit, I don't want to spend too much on this. We're buying gifts and we're going to be entertaining a lot. I don't necessarily want to break the bank on the decor itself.
It can get overwhelming when you go to like an apartment. I remember one of the first years when we first got married and you took me to go look at ornaments at a department store, and it was like $80 per ornament.
Yeah.
That's a big tree. How are we going to do it?
I know. We just, when we first got married, the first thing that we did is that we actually went to Target after Christmas and bought everything when it was discounted.
Oh, I remember that shopping trip with you.
We just bought several boxes of key ornaments, and we have literally used those for over 20 years.
Yeah.
They come out every single year. They're just staple items, and we bought them at Target. We bought them on sale. I know if you're trying to get it ready for this year, honestly, I think everything's going to sell out before the day after Christmas. I don't think there's going to be an after Christmas sale like there used to be at this point. But either way, Target, Amazon. We have a shop front on Amazon where we're sharing a lot of our entertaining favorites. We're sharing a lot of our holiday decor favorites. And then we have a lot of things that maybe we have around the house and furniture and stuff there as well. But there's a couple categories that you can shop. And I've been amazed how many things that you can find that are really affordable. They give you a great look, but you don't have to break the bank.
You bought some stuff on the Target dollar section, didn't you?
I did. I just bought the cutest little wreath. Should we grab them? While Jack goes and runs and gets those wreaths, I also wanted to share with you that we also buy our cloth napkins and a lot of our entertaining things at places like Amazon, because you don't have to buy everything designer. I mean, it's great if you have a little extra and you can buy something that is fun and something that would be extra special, but you don't have to do that for everything. Oh, yes. I found these in the dollar section. I think they were $1.
Are these door wreaths for tiny doors?
Yes, these are for the elves. We want them to feel very much at home. These were $3, so they're $1 a piece. So that is a little bit more, but I think that these are gonna be super cute on the table. I have to set my cup down. I think that they're super cute because I was thinking that I would put them on each of the little plates on the table and it would be really, really pretty. I don't know if I can link to these. I'll try to, but otherwise they were in the dollar section at Target. When we first got back from Copenhagen and we didn't have hardly anything, we were literally starting completely over. The number one place that we shopped was thrift stores and estate sales.
Yes.
Because a lot of times if somebody's downsizing, they're getting rid of all their holiday decor, and we scooped up wreaths and
I scooped
garlands.
up like 18,000 Christmas lights that year.
But it was perfect.
It was so much fun.
We got a whole big bin for like...
Clark Griswold passed away and I went and got everything he had.
Don't say that. That's not nice.
I'll say it differently.
No, the estate sale wasn't for somebody that passed away. They were just downsizing.
Oh, so Clark didn't die?
No.
Oh. Clark moved on.
And sold all of his holiday decor.
Sold all of his lights and all of his extension cords, and I bought them all.
You did buy all the extension cords.
I bought everything they had.
But you know what?
3 carloads.
It helped us to decorate our house for the holidays.
Totally did.
So don't be afraid to shop around, get creative, swap with your friends and family, things that maybe they're not using. Don't let your budget be the thing that keeps you from having a beautiful holiday home. This is such a good one.
Oh, it is.
This is the number one thing that I would say has been the theme of our year this year, is that we have really focused on minimalism. And I'm like looking around and I'm like, it doesn't look very minimal in here.
Just because it's Christmas and garland everywhere.
It is true. And that's what it is that when you put garland in, all of a sudden, nothing looks like something. And so you don't really need a lot of things.
Is that why you keep putting garland around my neck?
What? To make you look like something.
She's like, now you look like Chris Evans.
Silly boys. Well, anyways, I do think that you don't need a lot to make it look really festive. You really don't need a million ornaments. You don't need a million garlands. You don't need a million things. We probably have a little bit more because we have a channel. We try to help you find the best deals and things. We share a lot of that with you, but I think that ultimately, you really just don't need a lot. I think to decorate our bedroom, we did put a tree in there, but I mean, that's about it.
That's about it.
We don't need a lot.
Honestly, I think minimalism is one of the fastest ways to make something look expensive on a budget.
That's so true.
Because you really focus on that 1 or 2 items and they just stand out. And you spend less because you don't have to go buy 600 things. You can buy 4 or 5 things and maybe even spend a little bit more on them, but you're still saving a lot of money.
We always look to Scandinavians. They always do such an incredible job decorating for the holidays and making everything look so beautiful and lovely. And it does look so high end. And I know that they use a lot of these tips and tricks themselves, where it's like, okay, we don't need a lot. Let's just get like one key thing, one beautiful tree, a little bit of garland, and done. We're there. So I think it's a great tip, and it will really help you to focus on the architecture of your space, the features of your room, the beautiful furniture that you have, and just go from there. This is always Jack's thing. I mean, my mom always lit a lot of candles in our house, but you just like always take the ambiance, the mood, and that sort of cozy vibe to like next level.
It really matters. Every year since we've been together, that I just think that is such an important part of Christmas, is the entire mood. So the music, the smells, everything that goes together.
He is like, this is where you guys probably don't even know this, but he has a degree in music, and this is where his theatrical side really comes out, because I'm like, wow, it's like really festive in here, and he's got like the music going.
I have like 5 different Spotify playlists for different times of the day for Christmas. I'm like early evening. Like, I love it because it really does matter. And again, it's one of those things that's relatively free and relatively inexpensive.
Yeah.
But it just takes it totally to a different level when people walk in and they just feel Christmas.
And you always light the candles, and you put like everything on a dimmer in the house. Okay, we have a dimmer on this lamp. They're all on those little switches that we showed you guys recently.
I'm like, watch. And all I said was the A word, Alexa. I don't want to say it. And I said, lights on, and the entire house lit up. I was so proud. She wasn't.
I was like, okay, great. I mean, I don't mind like having something to do. Get me out of my chair and walk around. But either way, you're always really good about turning the lights on, lighting the candles. We like it to smell good, bake a batch of cookies, and have the music going, and that mood. Oh, and always the blankets. Always and forever. Grab your blankets from all the little baskets, gather them up. I think that it is one of the key ways of helping your holiday feel expensive. It's about the details. I think the thing that makes something feel expensive is that all the details are attended to. And so when you create an experience like this for yourself, you are creating that. I just think of like department stores at the holidays. I think that as a kid, my mom always took me to Marshall Fields, and the way that they had the piano playing and the lights and the festivities, it was all encompassing, and you can create that at home basically for free. Do you know who's become the foraging fox in our house?
Silver fox.
This guy, because I finally have trained him. That's not true. I sent him out yesterday. I was wanting to decorate the table, add some new greenery around the house. So I said, Jack, go outside. The camellia bushes, we've been trimming them slowly. They needed a good trim, but we wait until we need them, right? To fill the vases, trim them. So I'm like, look, I need a piece like this big. I even showed him. I guess I should have had him hold up his hands, because instead he came back with pieces this big. And I'm like, what happened?
I'm theatrical. Everything has to go bigger. You say this, I picture this.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I like to wow her.
So he's a foraging fox in training, okay? So you don't need a lot. You might have some bushes that are in your yard that just need a trim anyways. I say go out to your garden, your yard, maybe while you're out on a forest walk, if you're in an area where you're allowed to pick things up. I know some areas you can't do that, but if you're allowed to, grab the pine cones. A lot of times I'll ask my neighbors, I'll be like, hey, can I take some little branches off your bushes? And they're like, yes.
Or just wear all black and go out at midnight and do it.
We don't
done
do
that
that
a few times.
No.
I mean, never done that. Bad.
I haven't done that.
I'm just kidding.
We're gonna have to. All the neighbors are gonna be complaining about Jack in the group text.
A few years ago, you did a DIY where she took a stick from the forest and hung it above our couch and hung ornaments off of it.
I loved that.
That cost literally no money.
Yeah, because we had the ornaments and we had the string.
Some fish string, fish wall, whatever it's called.
No, it was a little twine. Actually,
that's what it was.
the DIY is actually on the channel. It's actually one of the first videos that we posted. I'll leave a link down below, but you can also, when you look at our videos, order them by oldest to newest, and then you'll see some of the back ones. But yeah, then we've also shown you over the years how we've taken a fake wreath and added some stems in it to make it look real. We've done all kinds of stuff. This is something that we really love to do, and it's not, for us, it's never about trying to create an expensive look, because I think maybe in a way that's kind of a cheap goal.
Yeah.
It's not about that. It's about creating that luxury, that sort of moment for yourself. And I think a lot of times people associate that idea with something that's more high end, but for us, it's not about that. It's about creating something really beautiful that makes our hearts skip a beat, and you walk in the room and it's just like, oh,
yeah,
we're living our best life.
Yeah, don't feel limited by whatever the normal stuff is. Someone asked the other day, they said, what do you do? I'm used to poinsettias, but now I have a dog and I'm afraid he's gonna get hurt. So
we don't have
we don't do poinsettias. We literally trim and bring in from whatever we have out in the garden, and that will change everything. It makes it look so amazing.
Yeah.
And you literally don't have to spend any money.
I love it. Finally, let's talk about one that seems slightly counterintuitive, and that is that you do need to invest in a few key items. That doesn't mean that you have to spend $10,000 on a Christmas tree. It doesn't mean that you have to break the bank and sell your lungs and liver and your first child. It's not that. We're not talking about
sell
that.
Your lungs.
I don't know.
That's a done deal.
Here's a cut. I don't know. But either way, I think sometimes when you say invest, people think, oh, invest. Oh, it sounds so expensive. Investing in something is about looking for the highest quality. Personally, I try to find it for the lowest price, but it is about looking for really good quality that will really last you. So, for example, this balsam hill tree is incredible. Quality is amazing. I would say that is an incredible thing to invest in. We didn't have the money when we first got back.
Right.
So we used all the stuff that we were getting that, it was like 30-year-old Christmas trees from estate sales, and that was great. My mom let us borrow Christmas trees from her, and then it's like, okay, now it's time to invest in a few key trees, a few garlands. Honestly, the garlands that we have really aren't that expensive. This one here is mind-blowing. I've got a couple more that I've already purchased from Amazon. They sold out, but I saw one at Target the other day. I'm like, I'm looking everywhere for you guys to try to link up things that I feel confident recommending to you that would be worth the money. So I think investing in a few key ornaments, maybe just have a couple little sets that you can bring out every single year. These sort of staple items that will really just always come back out. Even you can show them the little tree that's sitting here. We bought a set of these little mercury glass trees, and this is something that we'll just pull out every single year. It's simple, it's beautiful. It will go with all of my crazy mood swings and decor.
No, but that's a huge point, and it's one of the things that if you watch the channel over the years, you'll start to see it, but maybe if you're new, you won't. Which is, our stuff changes a lot.
Yeah.
And we move things around. And so on the stuff we know we're going to move around, like a lot of the balls or whatever they're called, baubles. I've gotten so many emails about that this week.
What do you mean?
People tell me from the different countries what they're called.
Oh, I love that.
But I'm still going to call them balls. Christmas balls.
The ornaments.
Ornaments. But she won't spend as much on those because we know we're going to change the color palette every year.
Yeah, but like the white set.
But then like stuff like this that we're going to bring out every year, the Christmas tree, the garland, some of that stuff we'll spend more on. So it's just this crazy mix, and I think that's what keeps it approachable. That's what keeps the budget in check.
Yeah.
And it keeps over the lifetime. You know, again, one tree, you spend it, and maybe it lasts for 15 years.
Hopefully it lasts
totally
you 20 or 30 years.
Yeah, it really could.
When you have something that's super high quality. We've bought some at Target and stuff that don't have the same quality as this one, so I know that life expectancy won't be as long. So you kind of have to play out what you have the money for, and then eventually just sort of save up knowing, okay, I know that this will then take me through many more years.
Yeah, I think this whole mix, you know, like Christmas tree skirts, we don't use them for the most part. We use blankets. Yeah. So we've accumulated about 462 blankets this year through these various hauls.
There may be a couple Christmas tree skirts in our house. He just doesn't realize they're not blankets.
But a lot of times we'll just, because we have all this other stuff sitting around, we'll kind of reuse it. So I don't feel like we've invested that much into Christmas.
No, and like I took the Christmas tree skirt that was down in the family room last year, and I used it in Landon's room. So you can see how we try to have a core little group of things that we know that we'll want to pull out every year. Same with your stockings. Yeah. I tend to like to switch those up, which is so I feel like it's like sacrilegious to not pull out
sock guy.
the same ones every year.
Changing these suckers out every year. I'm like, bring them on. There's so much fun.
Yeah, so they haven't arrived yet, so we'll see. We might be pulling out last year's if they don't come in time.
Our old socks, like in the old days.
Well, anyways, we hope that you cracked yourself up there, didn't you?
I'm just picturing my socks hanging up there with nothing in them because they're so small. Yeah. Or your socks, which are tiny. You have little elf feet.
Are you done? These people have other things to do.
I should just do live streams every day and people can just watch.
Isn't that what you guys want?
Hey.
Jack on a live stream.
Hey, if you do, let us know down below. That can happen.
Oh, baby. Well, anyways, thank you guys so much for stopping in. We're going to finish drinking our coffees, and then we're actually going to finish getting this house prepped for the holiday season. Thank you so much for stopping in. Cheers. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays, guys.
We love you guys. Bye.
Bye. What?
I'm just a mess as usual.
Whatever.
Oh well.
A hot mess.
That is true.
Not sure which is hotter, you or the fire. I'm pretty sure it's you.
I'm pretty sure it's not.